Good evening from the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your forecast, Jeff Mugg, looking at the planning outlook on the mountains for a week or so ahead. First of all, a summary of where we're going. There's going to be very little rain, and I shall show you some charts for early next week. And then later in the week, it does look as if there'll be a transition to southwesterly winds with rain and stronger winds. Earlier on this week, it did look as if those were going to affect the whole of Britain, with rain and bouts of stronger winds coming in quite frequently. Some of the later charts, though, suggest that it is going to be Scotland and the Western North West Highlands in particular that bear the brunt of these deteriorating conditions. So let's have a look at some charts. This sequence, courtesy of wxcharts.eu, shows the rainfall over the early days of a week. In fact, I'm starting tomorrow evening, late tomorrow afternoon, when the colours represent a scattering of thunderstorms inland, mainly from northern England northwards. Just a few bursts of rain possible over Wales. Nevertheless, a sporadic nature to this, and many places will remain dry. But where it does rain, as these drift about only very slowly, the rain is likely to be fairly widespread. Just going back then to later on in the evening by 2100 GMT, that's 10 o'clock in the evening, still a few of these bursts of rain left, but the heavier thunderstorms will have gone. As we go hour by hour through Saturday night, these bursts of rain carry on in some areas, not necessarily precisely where shown on the map. They're giving an indication that some of this bursts of rain will carry on through the night, particularly over Scotland. Nevertheless, the odd burst further south as well. By Sunday, with the winds tending to come more, what wind there is, very light winds tending to come more from the west, the warmer areas will tend to be in the east, and that's where showers are likely to develop on Sunday. On Sunday, I think thunder possible, but very unlikely. In other words, the showers generally not as heavy and probably not quite so slow moving, and for the most part over easternmost mountains, one or two perhaps over Wales, which will buck that trend. If we go hour by hour, this is Sunday afternoon. Through Sunday night, we'll see that virtually all of them fizzle out. Possibly the remnants of a weak front will give a few patches of low cloud and a little rain into northwest Scotland, but I don't think that'll amount to very much. It may just mean that on Monday, conditions over the northwest Highland take some hours to improve. In other words, low cloud on the summits may not clear until into the afternoon. Again, just a few showers, the odd burst of heavy rain, possible thunder, but only a small risk. England and Wales on Monday afternoon. So we've got to Monday evening now. If we run through the night and into Tuesday, a ridge of high pressure out to the west, but not stamping its authority completely. Still one or two showers forming on Tuesday afternoon. Again, generally speaking, the spine of the country and over the east, but there really won't be very many. By Wednesday, hardly any showers at all. And I should say, right through the period, still warm on the summits, perhaps a little bit chillier over the Northwest Highlands in particular by Tuesday. And you will notice that there is rain out in the Atlantic on Tuesday, and that is the shape of things to come. It'll get very close to Western Scotland by Wednesday evening, but generally speaking, the ridge of high pressure will keep conditions dry on Wednesday. Finally then, just looking further ahead, by Thursday, this is around the middle of the day, Friday, a couple of the models have got an area of rain moving eastwards, more or less north-south, down the spine of the country. However, other models have pushed the front further on in the north, so the orientation is more from the southwest across Ireland toward the northeast, having reached the North Sea of northeastern Scotland. But whatever, it does look as if there will be that transition to stronger westerly winds. And by the weekend, if we just jump ahead to later on Saturday, we'll see that there are areas of rain across Scotland, southwesterly winds, bringing fairly mild conditions, which means a lot of low cloud across mountains that are exposed to the sea to the south and to the west. So mixed conditions next weekend, but the best of those are likely to be down the spine of the country, the Pennines, and also across Wales, which may well remain predominantly dry. So nevertheless, there's still a lot of dry weather to come then this week, but breaking as the week goes on across Scotland, so plenty of good conditions though on the mountains.